For in 1984, on request by the government of Old Anambra State, a distinguished honoree was seconded to the state government and served as the Commissioner for Local Government, Rural Development, and Chieftaincy Affairs. There, he recorded a couple of achievements, three of which will be outlined here right now. First, he reorganized and reconstituted the State Council of Traditional Rulers, the inauguration of which was attended by the chairman of the Council of Traditional Rulers of more than half of the states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Secondly, he formulated a blueprint for rural development for the Old Anambra State government to serve as a policy to accelerate rural development in the state. And thirdly, he masterminded the completion and commissioning of the famous Ochanja market in Onitsha. That project had defied the efforts of 3 previous administrations in the Old Anambra State. All this earned him commendation by the state government when he had to return to his vocation in 1986 as Acting Director, Public Relations and Cultural Department, Ministry of External Affairs, Lagos. Thereafter, in 1988, he was promoted to the rank of Director of Administration in the same ministry. Between 1988 and 1990, our honoree was appointed an ambassador and deputy permanent representative of Nigeria to the United Nations. By virtue of this office, he was elected the chairman of the United Nations Committee on Peacekeeping Operations during the 1988-1989 session. In spite of his heavy career schedule, he successfully completed the comprehensive written examination for a PhD in political science at Harvard. The period from 1988 marked the greatest achievements of His Excellency Lawrence Okolio Chikeze Agobozo. Some of them are the chairmanship of group of 18 ambassadors of the non-aligned movement subcommittee in charge of the critical areas within and around the capital of Windhoek, membership of the advisory committee on administrative and budgetary questions of the United Nations, ambassador and head of mission, Embassy of Nigeria, Washington, and High Commissioner of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to the Republic of Zambia, with concurrent accreditation to the Republic of Malawi as career ambassador. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this star ended his career in 1996 after 35 years of glorious combined teaching and distinguished diplomatic service. After retirement, he was recalled by the federal government of Nigeria to serve again as a High Commissioner to the Republic of Zambia, with concurrent accreditation again to the Republic of Malawi, this time in a political capacity. In that office, he was the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps in Zambia. Indeed, in 1999, His Excellency Lawrence O.C. Agubozu was elected by the OAU heads of states and government as an Assistant Secretary General of the Organization of African Unity. In that office, he was in charge of finance. In that office, he was in charge of finance and coordination and community affairs department, respectively, at different times. While in charge of the community affairs department, he led the OAU General Secretariat delegations to the following conferences and meetings, among others. First, the UN Conference on the Least Developed Countries, African Development Bank Group Annual Meeting, Preparatory Meeting of African Ministers of Trade Conference, African-Europe Ministerial Conference, Meeting of NEPAD Heads of State and Government Implementation Committee, and, of course, World Ministerial Conference on Water, among so many others. In 2002, His Excellency Lawrence Osu Agubozo was appointed a commissioner of the African Union in Durban, South Africa, by the first assembly of the heads of state and governments of the African Union. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with all these achievements, it is clear that our honoree actually set the pace for others in his career line to follow. All these have contributed to his positive consideration for the award of a honorary doctorate of the National Open University of Nigeria, after having been listed in Africa's Who is Who in 1991 and Who is Who in the Commonwealth in the same year. For these immense and unquantifiable contributions to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he was conferred with the national honor of the Officer of the Order of the Niger, OON, in 2005. As the government said then, for his outstanding virtues and appreciation of services to Nigeria. After retirement from public service, with the zeal to contribute to his immediate community, he accepted the offer to serve as the Igwe and traditional ruler of Ezema Olo Autonomous Community, Enugu. And since 2013, he has served as the chairman, Enugu State Council of Traditional Rulers. He is a member of the Governing Council, Federal University of Technology, Owerri. Our distinguished honoree is the Awene of Awene, Enugu State, Ochendo of Olo Amago Umolokwa Clan, Enugu State, Ezioku Bundu of Umuchu, Anambra State, Ahijemba of Enugu State, Chairman Emeritus and member, Queen of the Holy Rosary, Holy Trinity Catholic Church, Enugu, and a worthy brother, the Order of the Knight of St. Mulumba, Nigeria. Our honoree is multilingual, for which reason I say son excellence, Lawrence Agubuzu, je vous dis félicitations. Et je vous souhaite bonne chance à nous. Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you for the award of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, from the first open university in West Africa, the most populous university in West Africa, and the fastest growing university in Africa, the National Open University. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Igwe Ambassador Lawrence Osi Agubuzu. Thank you.
By the authority conferred on me by the Senate of the National Open University of Nigeria, I confer on Your Royal Highness Igwe Ambassador Lawrence Okolio Chikeze Agubuzu, OON, Ezema of Olo Kingdom, the Honorary Doctor of Laws, LLD, Honorary Causa, degree of the National Open University of Nigeria. Congratulations, sir.
Okay, look at.
Chancellor, sir, this assembly having been duly constituted as a congregation of the National Open University of Nigeria for the purpose of awarding certificates, diplomas, degrees, and for presenting special prizes, I now respectfully call upon the Chancellor to deliver his address.
Let's put one is enough, huh? Okay. The same. Are you set? The noun visitor and president, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, represented here by Professor Julius Okogie, OFR. Your Excellencies, the governors of various states of Nigeria here present, distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria here present, honorable members of House of Representatives of the Federal Republic of Nigeria here present, the Honorable Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, honorable ministers and members of the Federal Executive Council here present, former ministers of education here present, permanent secretaries of education here present, permanent secretaries of other ministries here present, the serving and retired ambassadors of Nigeria and members of the diplomatic corps accredited to Nigeria here present. Permit me to recognize in particular my former minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador I.C. Olisemeka, who is here. Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, Professor Julius Okogie, OON. Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Non-Governing Council, distinguished Senator Ame Ebute, Commander of the Order of the Niger CON. The now Vice Chancellor, Professor Vincent Ado Tenebe, distinguished members of the Non-Governing Council, heads of government, parastatals, and chief executive officers here present, Your Majesties and Royal Highnesses, my brother Royal Fathers here present, I thank you. My lords, spiritual and temporal, Vice Chancellors of other universities here present, the former Vice Chancellor of NAN and currently Secretary to the Government of Kogi State, Professor Olubemiro Jegade, former Chancellors here present, Principal Officers and members of Senate of NAN, registrars of other universities here present, NAN distinguished honorary graduates, non-graduates, international visitors, friends of NAN, and my own personal friends and well-wishers from all over Nigeria and beyond, staff and students of NAN, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is with deep joy and a grateful heart that I receive the honorary degree of the National Open University of Nigeria today.